Hey folks, I think we can all agree there are few hobbies crazier than eating inedible objects. The idea of someone shoving metal, glass, and rubber down their throat for sport is already enough to cause a bit of stomach discomfort. But imagine if he wasn't doing it for sport. Imagine if a deep biological glitch forced him to eat like that his entire life. Introducing LOTITO. Michel Lotito was born in Grenoble, France in 1950. A beautiful city, by the way, where mountains, fine cheeses, sophisticated wines. One of the richest gastronomic regions in Europe. Lotito ate metal. At 9 years old, a glass broke in his hand, and instead of dropping the shards like a normal person, he started chewing and realized he liked it. From that moment on, there was no turning back. You'd think he would have been immediately institutionalized, right? No. He became a star. Lotito had a condition called pica, a psychological disorder that makes a person crave non-nutritive substances like metal, glass, and rubber. Now, most people with pica eat dirt, chalk, or bits of paint. Lotito ate airplanes. Even within pica, he was an outlier. But he also had an absurdly strange physiology. The lining of his stomach was twice as thick as that of a normal person, and his gastric juices were so powerful they could dissolve metal. Basically, the man had the stomach of a steel mill. To give you an idea, normal human stomach acid is already strong enough to dissolve a razor blade in a few days. Lotito's could do it for breakfast, on schedule. Doctors who examined him over the years never reached a consensus on how that was possible. The official conclusion was basically, it works, we don't know why, good luck. Curiously, what actually made Lotito sick was real food. Bananas, porridge, boiled eggs, all of that caused him problems. But a metal knife? Delicious. Maybe his body just got the wrong memo during development. Lodi, we have fresh croissants. No thanks, but do you have any screws lying around? Michel, asking for a friend. At 16, Lotito decided to turn it into a public spectacle, and the audience loved it. He started with razor blades, plates, and pieces of bicycle, eating about a kilo of metal per day, always accompanied by mineral oil and liters of water to lubricate the descent. In 12 days, he devoured 7 kilos of bicycle cut into tiny pieces, plus 100 razor blades and 2 plates, washed down with 25 liters of water and 10 bottles of mineral oil. People went wild. Televisions, shopping carts, chandeliers, beds, skis. Lotito kept raising the bar until someone in the audience inevitably asked, "Hey, can you eat an airplane?" And Lotito, with the serenity of a man who had already swallowed 100 razor blades before breakfast, replied, "Okay, I think I can." In 1978, Lotito began eating a Cessna 150, a 4-seat light aircraft manufactured in the United States, normally used to train beginner pilots. Not to be digested by a Frenchman from Grenoble, a Cessna 150 weighs approximately 477 kilos empty. For context, that's almost the weight of 3 refrigerators. Lotito ate 3 refrigerators shaped like an airplane. It took 2 years. 2 years. From 1978 to 1980, he dismantled the plane, cut everything into small pieces with a power saw, and swallowed about 900 grams of metal per day. Propeller, wings, wheels, fuselage, all of it went down. According to him, the hardest part was the rubber tires, not the engine, not the structural bolts. The tires, apparently too textured. The man had opinions about texture. After eating an airplane, what a person. Dr. Renard, did you examine the patient? Yes. And? There are pieces of an airplane inside him. Yes, I know, but pieces of an airplane. Doctor, focus. I'm leaving. I'm going to rethink my career. The Guinness Book was so stunned that they awarded him the record for the strangest diet in the world and presented him with a commemorative brass plaque to mark the occasion. LOTITO ate the plaque. Naturally. I imagine the scene. The Guinness representative proudly holding the plaque, giving a speech about extraordinary human achievements, and LOTITO staring at the plaque with the expression of someone who just saw the daily special. No one dared complain. What do you even do in that moment? Ask for it back? Good luck. Over the course of his career, it's estimated that Michel LOTITO swallowed more than 9 tons of metal, 18 bicycles, 15 shopping carts, 7 televisions, 6 chandeliers, 2 bunk beds, a pair of skis, a computer, and a coffin, handles included. I need to emphasize the coffin, with the handles. He didn't leave the handles, he ate the handles. There is something poetically disturbing about a man who eats his own coffin before anyone needs to use it for him. He died in 2007 at age 57 of natural causes, not from metal poisoning, not from intestinal perforation. Natural causes, which raises the philosophical question, what exactly is natural when your body digests aviation-grade aluminum? During the autopsy, doctors found that his gastrointestinal tract had adapted to decades of metallic abuse in a way no medical textbook can properly explain. Basically, if this is a normal human, what they found inside LOTITO was a digestive system that had evolved for a completely different purpose than originally intended. So what's the moral of this story? Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's that the human body is more adaptable than we imagine. Maybe it's that pica is a serious disorder that deserves medical attention, and that behind every absurd performance there was a man who simply couldn't live any other way, and who found on stage a way to transform that into something the world could receive with admiration instead of pity. Or maybe it's simply that there was a man who ate an entire airplane and ended up in the record books, and the world is a much stranger place than any of us deserve. Not every story has a lesson. Sometimes they just exist to remind us that reality surpasses fiction, and that you'll never need a better reason than that not to give up real food. Sometimes the universe just exists to remind you that with all your everyday problems, you're actually doing just fine. Thank you very much, Michel. Until next time, and please, do not eat airplanes at home. I'm Curious Square, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because next week there's another absurd story history forgot to tell you. See you then.